Hello folks, I'm Dean with Dean's Woodworking. Welcome to the shop. Y'all come on in and make yourself comfortable. I have been asked by quite a few different individuals to do a video on sharpening a skew. Now, I've been on YouTube as well, and there's tons of videos on sharpening a skew. It's really a very simple process, but we're going to go over a couple of different things with the skew chisel, and hopefully this will help some of you. Some of my favorite tools for sharpening a skew chisel, this right here, a wide point Sharpie. Why? Well, I'll take that wide point Sharpie, and if you can see here, I have darkened this edge, and if you see right there, there's just a little scratch mark right in the middle. Let me show you how I got that scratch mark. I adjusted my tool rest to where it was the same as the bevel, or gave me the same angle as the bevel, and I'll push that tool up there and just turn it, and when I do, it's going to show me exactly where that angle's set at. In this case, it is set for this. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. This just happens to be a skew chisel with the curved face. Say folks, do me a great big favor. Go on down to the bottom where it says subscribe, hit that subscribe button. You guys can do that now. It would be a great favor for me. The other thing, if you're able to watch your videos on a cell phone, go down to the bottom where you see the thumbs up thing, go ahead and click on that, and then scoot over to the right just a little bit. There's a hype button. I don't know how well it works, but they tell me that that'll boost the views of the video, and the more people we can get to see this video, the more people we can help, okay? Thanks for your help. Or curved edge. So typically, I'll come in here, I'm going to move that just there, and I am just lightly touching that. And if you'll see there, most of that is off. Okay? Now, one of the nice things about this rock wheel is you'll get to see sparks coming over the edge of that, and we're not done yet. So we have a nice angle on that. We're going to come back in and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I tend to try to make that very top edge so we need to catch just a little bit more down here. We have a sharp skew. Now, one of the things that you want to look at, and I'll hold this over this lighter color rock, is you want to make sure that edge is square in the center. If it's not, you'll get a different cut from one side to the other. Now, that's how I do this curved edge. I also have some that I've kept straight. And let's go over exactly what we do there. Now folks, this is not something I do every day. In fact, this is not something I do once a month, or a lot of times I may only do it once a year, if that. Why? I'll show you that in a little bit. But every once in a while, you need to put the skew back on the grinder, get that bevel reshaped. And let me show you just in a few minutes why I don't bring the skew to the grinder so often. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up and we're going to adjust this so that that angle is exactly the same as what's on the skew. So I'm fairly confident that that's it, but don't take my word for it. We're going to come in here and just like I told you earlier, we're going to color that entire bevel. I don't guess I really need to do it on both sides, but you know what? Normally I do. We've got everything tightened down, so we're going to bring that up, and I'm going to hold my skew at an angle so that that cutting edge is going straight across. Now that I've got that held flat, I'm just going to roll that other wheel a little bit. Looks like my scratch pattern is right in the middle. It has been a very long time since these skews have been on the grinder, and so it doesn't surprise me that the scratch pattern is in the middle. And again, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So let's go ahead and we'll sharpen this. The other thing, always remember to wear a face shield when you're doing this. I hear a lot of folks say, well, I've got CBNs, I don't need to wear a face shield. If you've never had metal in your eye, then maybe you can't understand. I was 18 years old working for Lufkin Industries when I got metal in my eye. 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up with the worst pain I'd ever had in my life. And needless to say, I've been very aware of protecting my eyes ever since. Okay, that's a beautiful bevel right there. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. One tip I will give you, if you can get your tool out of the handle, that's going to be best. If you can't, forget it has a handle. Hold it up on the tool rest. You notice that my finger is pushing down on the tool rest. And I believe I need to take just a hair more off of this one. Remember, we want that cutting edge in the center. That looks really close to me. I don't think we're going to get it much closer than that. Okay, folks, I just sharpened 3 skew chisels. Well, not really. I ground 3 skew chisels that hadn't been on a grinder in, well, years, but you got to factor in that I was out due to health issues for about 2 years or 2.5 years, somewhere in there. So it's been a long, long time since they've been on a grinder. Let's look at the angle I put on them. So this particular one here, yeah, it's a 40-degree angle, or 40-degree combined. That means we got a 20-degree on either side. That doesn't mean it's right for you, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong for you. However, the further back this bevel comes, the more catchy that skew is going to be. I like the way it cuts, and so I prefer this angle to any of the others I've got. But again, that doesn't mean it's right for you. Now let's look at this one. I don't use this skew a lot, but it does come in handy. It turns out this one has a 55-degree combined bevel. Now, with it 55, that's 27.5 on each side. One of the rules, you know, those rules we have to follow, never mind, I don't either. So this skew is 1/4 of an inch wide or thick. So one of the rules says that 1.5 times the thickness. So that means the bevel on this should be about 3/8 if we're sticking with that. Well, with a 55, it's 1/4 inch, so it's nowhere near that 3/8 mark. With this one, let's see, the thickness on it is, it's right at 5/16. So let's see, the bevel on this one, we'll measure at the top, is 3/8. 3/8 is not 1.5 times 5/16. Does that rule have merit? I can't really tell you, because I pretty much ignore those kind of rules, as they say. And I will take a skew and grind it to the angle that I feel comfortable using it at, and that's where I'll use it. If I decide it needs to be a little steeper or a little shallower, I will adjust accordingly until I get it exactly where I want it. I suggest you guys do the same. I don't know that I would suggest anybody start out with a 55. I can tell you that bevel's pretty steep. I don't know that I would start out with a 40 combined angle either, although that works real well for me. But I would say something in between there might be a good starting place. You'll just have to decide that for yourself. Now, you heard me mention earlier that it's been years since those skews have been on a grinder. You've seen my channel, you know I've used them. They don't stay sharp more than a few seconds, not minutes, seconds, without having to be touched up. So how do I touch them up? Let me show you guys exactly what I do. So I'm gonna put this right here on the grinder, only because I think we've got a pretty good spot that I can hold it steady for you here. And we'll set it right here. I will take this, it's 1,000 grit on one side, 600 on the other. I usually use the 600, and I will take this, and I normally do it freehand, but I'll start rubbing back here, okay? And as I come down, I will let it kiss without ever letting it leave the back of this bevel. It doesn't take more than, oh, let's say 10. And that thing is honed to an edge. Slow motion, start out here, come in, just kiss the edge. Do not come off of this back edge here. If you do, you're going to roll that over and you're not going to be sharpening, you're going to be losing your edge. So again, just it doesn't take much, and if you thought it was sharp coming off the grinder, you should feel it now. Folks, that is my secret to keeping a skew sharp. It's just hitting it with that little diamond stone every few minutes. Sometimes you'll see me show that in a video. Sometimes I'll talk about it in a video, but I am doing that constantly throughout the turning process, because as Mr. Mike Peace says, if it's almost sharp, it will almost cut. I love it when he says that, because it is so true. There's no way around it. If you don't have sharp tools, you're going to spend a lot of time sanding. The sharper your tools, the higher the grit you can start with sanding, and the shorter time sanding you're going to have. Folks, I sure hope this has helped. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy turning,